Yeah, because I'm at A2. He's at B3.
Oh, that makes sense. But that also makes sense as it's what it's supposed to be. Okay.
My iPad has been updated. Against my will, in defiance of God. Where's my AI? There it is. I found it. Praise God. All is not lost. Cameroon.
I wasn't worried.
I'm starting to get you, Cameroon.
Oh, there he is.
Cam, talk to me.
What about
What do you like about me, Cameron?
Oh shit.
Big or
digging.
small as you want to go. What?
No. You've always told me what to do, and that's great. You know how much I was watching that one thing where Conan was like, the time he jumped on a water buffalo because everybody around him was like, yeah, just jump on it. And his whole life is being told what to do. And so he just went with it. He didn't think twice. When I'm with you, the positive side of that aspect of somebody is you've always been able to just like give me some sense of purpose between the two of us.
That's so magical because that's always what I liked about you. Is that I felt like, oh, me and Cameron would make a good team because he accomplishes tangible things and has an aptitude for that in a way that I don't. And he doesn't necessarily want to talk about every step of everything.
I think I appreciate that.
I could say, Cameron, make me this. And, you know, if you'll agree to do it because you may talk me out of how dumb it is. But then I don't have to worry about it. You're not going to like bitch halfway through. Be like, I don't know, man. It's so hard to make. You got to synthesize clover honey from bees from a windowsill, and
sea bills.
And that was my thing with Toaster too. Like as I remember, as young as we were, when we first started hanging out, it was 1999. I was in 3rd grade, and it was me and him and this other person in our class, and we had to be on a team. It was like the first day. It was team building, really. You would learn later. And me and this other person were trying to name the team, and he just said, hey, I'll do whatever you guys want to do. I'm just happy to be here. And I'm like, that's what I need. I don't even think he added that. I'm just happy to be here because we were in 3rd grade. That would be weird if he was like, hey, I really appreciate this opportunity to be in 3rd grade at this public school down the street from my house. Him and Craig would walk to school, and every time a car would pass, they would stop and watch. It probably took, they lived like 5 blocks, and I think it took an hour to walk there. Every time. What were we going to ask the AI about?
What the efficiency is of the human body. I looked it up. It's about 20%. That means we have to take in, I think what that would mean is about 5 times the amount of calories to, expel that amount.
Ready when you are.
Right.
Technically, you've been rolling.
Okay, I was really hoping you were going to say that.
Yep.
So I want to know how I can raise my body's efficiency. Because this is just unacceptable that I don't feel like I'm 20%. I feel like I use more than 20% of that Big Mac I ate on the way here. And I just had 4 of the Birria My Baby taco from over here at the Rockstar. Not a sponsor, but I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And
what's up?
I burnt my mouth because they were so fucking good. I couldn't wait. I couldn't fucking wait. There's definitely like a nutmeg in there. There's something sneaky back in there. That's herbaceous and almost a Christmas sense. In a positive way, though. I mean that with...
You sure it wasn't your tongue just scalding?
That's the thing. My tongue is probably on life support. So who knows? I can't trust what I'm tasting.
Nutmeg.
Ooh, what is that? Nutmeg? And then it's like, it's just the skeleton of a tongue. Is there a tongue in your bone? Is there a bone in your tongue? Anyway,
no.
Balanced diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. What is a whole grain? Like really, if I was going to eat whole grains in my diet in a healthy way, not like whole grain Cheerios, but like what does a whole grain look like?
I have no idea.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah. I don't even know if I could access that kind of thing. Lean proteins like salmon.
Yeah. Is this a way to increase?
Yeah, they're talking about, regular exercise, not going to do that. Adequate sleep, probably not. Hydration, drinking enough water.
Do not get mercury poison.
Stress management. Well, this sounds like it's a list for rich people. Routine checkups. What am I, a millionaire?
Have you not figured out that this entire country
avoid
is making
harmful
money
substances And like excessive caffeine, mind training. Okay, you can't trust anything you read anymore. Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. I'm here with Cameron. Cam is one of the many proprietors of my favorite spot to do stuff in, Bluewood Brewing over at Lemp Cherokee. We do our weekly trivia game there every week. And I got to squeeze one of these out because it's going to be a busy week. And so I thought, hey, Cameroon, come through.
Yeah.
And so what's you guys have new food stuff happening on the horizon at the Blue Hood. You guys also have a pretty competitive cycle of releases and stuff on the menu. What's new right now?
Beer wise, we're just about to crack down to Fiesta. It's a limited release. It's our
Correct.
It's our
the Cerveza.
Mm-hmm. With a little bit of lime. We don't put lime in it, but
you serve it with a little bit of lime.
If you do, I'm just saying it's
good.
Yeah.
With it.
Oh yeah. I love a Mexican.
You don't have
lager.
limes on the bar though.
We do sometimes, and we'll probably do something.
You're probably going to have to have them.
Yeah.
You know, and I know fresh produce. I mean, it's a pain.
No, and it sucks to do it at a bar.
Cerveza.
Oh yeah,
especially since COVID, nobody wants. You know what I mean? But
well, I guess there is a science behind the citric acid making it a little more safe.
Really?
Yeah. If you think about it.
I don't. This is why I have you. You know these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have so many questions about helium.
Okay. I'll try to help you.
So the citric acid is going to prevent some dangerous bacteria transfer on something like a lime? It could?
Yeah.
You're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance. But there's that one, DTF. I lost myself. Am I?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
It could be your headphone feed. Oh, maybe I did too. Did we lose it?
I don't know.
I was just going to say that it was all in your head for a minute. Yeah, I'm not getting. Oh, there it is. I'm back.
Sorry.
What happened?
I was fucking with stuff with Molly.
Oh, hey, Molly.
I did one more fuck that I shouldn't have fucked.
No. You're cool. I just want to make sure nothing was bad. See, and we're not doing this live, so we don't even have to worry about this. I clip this. Sick. It's good. It's good.
Don't you ever put
I had
me
to do
on
a lot
live
of
without
clipping
telling
on
me.
the last episode in a way that I don't usually plan for, but it's fun. I get down there with my cats and I'm clipping.
Yeah.
And top of the show, we always got to mention Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois.
What?
Check out Caddyshack IL on Facebook or caddyshackil.org. Save a life for $9. Back to Bluewood. Bluewood has a beer that's named after a band I was in called Battle Stag. How long has that been?
When was the first time we made that? That would have been
Long time ago.
2017.
Yeah, many years.
2016, 17.
Many years. I'm glad it's on the menu full time. Sometimes it's a barrel aged version, but I mean the normal one is great.
Yeah, the barrel age is a special release for sure.
I'm California sober, so I don't get to enjoy these as much as I did. But I think I drank my fill in my day.
Yeah, it hasn't. It's changed a little, but it's for the
but I
most part.
trust it. I smell it sometimes. I'm like, can I sniff it? And I get my nose in
That's
there.
That's dangerous. Don't do that to yourself.
Well, since COVID, it's discouraged to be sniffing strangers' drinks. But it's not like it doesn't happen. People are always doing it. It's like a speedboat. You ever break a law in a watercraft?
I'm not answering that.
Just sometimes the watercraft, maritime.
You know how many times I've floated down a river smoking weed? You can't do that.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like something dangerous, like going too fast in a no wake zone.
No, I can't afford motors.
Or trying to gap a family of manatee.
You shouldn't do that. That's like a federal offense, right? Don't gap them too hard.
Dugongs. Dugongs have very human-like genitalia. Apparently, I've heard this.
You've heard this, okay?
I've heard this on the internet.
I'm glad you.
I've never met a dugong.
With you heard this.
I've never met one. I don't care to. I love nature and animals, but I want them to stay where they're supposed to be. I don't get mad at the ocean because they're supposed to be in there. You know what I mean? So you're never going to catch me in a submersible.
You remember that time you crossed that sick armadillo in that tunnel?
I mentioned that to somebody the other day because an armadillo the word means, this was a trivia question a couple weeks ago, maybe last week. It comes from like the Latin for, or Spanish maybe for, doesn't matter. We could look this up. But the
Probably Latin based.
yeah, but we were trespassing.
Yeah, 100%.
We were walking through an aqueduct,
Yes.
a concrete cube.
Mm-hmm. It was like a half mile long.
It was really long, and in the middle
was-
of it was a cold, confused, sickly armadillo facing away from us. So I was scared to pass him because I didn't want him to bite me.
I'm pretty sure it was rabid. Yeah.
That's the thing. He wasn't well. He was sneezing. He didn't want to be. It was chilly out for him. He didn't want to. It was chillier here than they're not supposed to be up this far.
No, they usually died like that. They crawl somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. to the armadillo. We started off in Emmenegger Park.
Yeah. Are we doxing us right now?
We're not doxing anything. And then, but by the end of our excursion, we ended up.
Yeah, we were somewhere under Powder Valley.
There's no cameras out there.
We
We
were
ended up in Powder Valley. Did we go under the highway?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we traveled way farther than I think. It was like
We had to have gone because there's a big bridge to get from one part
I
to the other.
think it was like 3/8 of a mile one direction.
So we had to walk. You think we walked under the highway?
Yeah, we had to. I mean, we did. We ended up on the other side. We were in the valley.
That's because then we went back. We walked across the bridge.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just go back through the tunnel? Because then we would have been.
You didn't want to go because of the fucking
because
armadillo.
sickly armadillo.
Yeah.
But then we had to walk all the way across that bridge. The aqueduct would have been quicker.
You're arguing with yourself years back.
I don't know what I wanted you to move. Really? Can I be honest with you emotionally? You know what I wanted? I wanted you to move the armadillo.
Yeah, I'm not that friend.
You're not that guy?
I'm not that guy. Take these off.
But all this time later, that's what I've realized. Yeah, I got it. You're good. That's what I really wanted. Exciting things are happening. I was just here with No Antics. We're here at Doorstop Studio. Definitely, if you have studio needs in the greater St. Louis area, book it. Book it, Doorstop something.
Doorstop-studio.square.site.
With an S.
Where's the S?
On site.
Yes.
Yeah. The beginning of site. It's not .ci. Somebody will do that.
What?
And
yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, Doorstop Studio, lovely. No Antics is going to be working on some content here. I was in here with some friends of mine that are in a band cutting a demo the other day. Good times.
Good times.
Good times. And No Antics. I think our most latest single is Flames and Post. We have other new songs coming out. And we've been laying down tracks like crazy. Miles is on tour with Kirkos. Check out Kirkos if you are anywhere in between here and Las Vegas, because you may have the opportunity to see them. They're going to be back here May 8th, I believe. If not the 8th, the 18th. Blinded by Stereo, still opening for Ludacris. We have a record for sale on Bandcamp, and T-Pain just got added to the Confluence Music Festival. Cameron, where were you when you found out O.J. Simpson died?
I was standing on the brew deck. Somebody sent me a meme like immediately. And I was like, oh, I guess that means he's dead.
Yeah, it's one of those. I used to have a death pool going with a group of friends of mine, and there were a couple people that I'm like, I'm not moving them because they're going to die eventually. And the death pool kind of fell apart before we got to a couple of people that I kept on there for a long time, and he may have been one of them. But he was not nearly as old as I thought he would have been.
No, he died of cancer, right? So yeah. Dying younger.
Well, yeah, but just he had such a big life.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you get away with murder, man.
You get to keep. That was actually the post-murder trial.
Wait,
OJ was my favorite
that?
era. Yeah, we covered all this last week because it was
Okay,
closer to the. But I'm just And have you seen all the flooding in Dubai?
No, I heard about it, but I haven't.
You haven't seen it with your own eyes.
No.
It seems fine. They need the water there. They need it.
Yeah.
I hope everyone's safe, but the camels are very upset. Have you seen the camels? This is
No.
what we got to find. This is
Are they
worth.
trying to figure out what to do with all the water?
Let me just. Oh, Cameron. So Dubai has gotten a bunch of rain. People are flying conspiracies all over the internet about cloud seeding, that they overdid the cloud seeding.
Oh God.
And so it's raining too much, and the camels are upset.
Huh.
Camels.
What else upsets camels? Like what level?
Camels are kind of territorial, like kangaroos, in that if they don't like the cut of your jib and you're kind of in their space, they'll kind of like buck up on you.
Okay.
They'll square up with you.
So this is above that.
But they're also they're not resistant to contact with humans even in the wild because they appreciate our ability to give them food.
Oh.
Yeah, this is my thing. When I can't sleep, I always put on some shit about nature. The higher definition, the better, and the more English the guy, the better. That's the only time I really have a tolerance for the English is like a high-end 4K nature doc. Is really, and if it's not David Attenborough,
Americans
if it's not David Attenborough or Morgan Freeman, it's hard.
Morgan
for
Freeman's
me.
English?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just meant narrating the nature doc. Wouldn't it be funny if Morgan Freeman was?
I thought that was
English?
just a fact. I just
remember when we found out 21 Savage was English?
Oh yeah.
He got arrested, and then that was the first time anyone was like,
"Oh shit, yeah.
Oh shit, he's English." Camels, Dubai, flooding. You got to see this, Cameron. You got to see the camels. I'm gonna have to put this in the thing. I've been really working on. Oh my god. Oh, it could. I'm seeing old and unrelated. Okay, never mind. Cameron, you've done this to me before. Old and unrelated video from 2018 is being falsely shared as visuals of camels getting washed away during Dubai flooding.
Yeah.
So the camel video I just spent the last segment trying to find for you turns out has nothing to do with the flooding in Dubai. RIP to the 2018 camels. How old do camels get? I can't look up any more things about camels because it makes me look dumb.
I'm on it.
You're on it. How old do camels get?
I'm gonna say 40.
And what do you think about that?
Well, 40 seems like a good number.
Of what?
I don't know. It's like you're over the hill mark as a human, so you
the average life expectancy of a camel is 40 to 50 years.
40 to 50 years for a camel?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Was that right?
They can run up to 40 miles per hour in short bursts.
What?
I had no idea. Oh, you can't hear them.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, are these back?
Yeah.
Oh,
camels live 40 or 50 years, Cameron.
Oh, okay. So it's great always being right.
I always had this anxiety about birds that live a long time, that are domesticated, like they live with a family.
Mm-hmm.
It's not uncommon to adopt an exotic bird when it's like 10 or 20 years old, because some of them live much, much longer than that.
Yeah.
But I always like to think, wouldn't it be funny if the bird preferred its former life? Like, say you adopt a macaw or something that lives to be like 70, and it's 17 when you get it, and you have it for 11 years. And it can say things, but it can't necessarily tell you, you motherfuckers are filthy.
Yeah.
This is not the life I used to live. For 17 years, I was a clean, prized bird. And then Bernadette dies, and I live in here with you mongrels. You guys have cats and dogs and human children, but he can't say anything. You know, all he can really say is, what does the bird say, Cameron? Cameron, this would be good for kids. If you have a Hinge profile, think about what would your bird say if you had a bird that lived with you and could only say a few things.
Well, fact is, when somebody passes away, they usually become like manically depressed, which is
bird?
really, really sad. Yeah.
Fuck my life.
Fuck my life.
Fuck my life.
Fuck my...
God, I got this depressed.
What
old
am I
macaw.
gonna do? I gotta get a job.
So where's the food?
Who's gonna feed me now?
Break my neck.
Break my neck.
So actually, it would have to hear all these things.
Kill me.
Help me.
Kill me, please. My dad had a bird for several years. Horrifying.
I had a bird for several years.
He loved it. I don't like it. I don't
What was
like affection with birds.
Are we talking parakeet? Or
It was like a macaw. Like it was a black-headed
shit.
macaque.
What about the
They're
affection
pricey
troubles
too,
you?
right?
I just don't feel like a dog is a mammal.
Yeah.
So if my dog kisses me on the mouth, I'm not way into it. Like I want it to happen a lot or like continue happening repeatedly over and over again.
Yeah.
However, I don't feel like as creeped out. A bird comes from an egg, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All birds come from eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Not technically not all.
What? I have no idea.
Why not?
Because there are species that just don't follow.
That's what I'm asking about. What are those?
Like, does that
don't know.
categorize a
I think
bird
there are a couple.
like born from egg? Whereas, like,
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah. Oh shit. Let me.
I mean,
Let me.
I can't do it alone.
Holy shit!
Wait,
they
what's
can
the
sell
question
up
we're
to
asking?
$60,000.
Ooh.
The macaques.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
If I let me find out my father spent $60,000 on a bird.
Oh.
That better not be the case. I don't think it could possibly be.
No. It says they average about 10. Like 4 to 10.
10
Yeah,
on a bird? 4 to 10?
4 to 10 grand.
All birds lay eggs.
All birds lay eggs.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, so that's the line for me. If it comes out of an egg, I don't want it to kiss me inside my mouth. And some people that will have birds that they'll let them eat food out of their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me want to light the room on fire.
Yeah, same here. Pretty bad.
And I love eating them, but they're supposed to live not in your domesticated home where you're eating off the surfaces, is really how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. Number two, I mean, if you're rescuing a bird from an unsafe or neglectful situation, I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
But that bird's only there because somebody did something either illegal or something that should probably be illegal. I really hate going into the PetSmart on Chippewa and Kings Highway and seeing birds there for sale.
Mm.
Because a bird should not live in a PetSmart.
No.
So, however, I get it.
However, don't mouth kiss it.
Just don't tongue me, you bird.
Yeah.
Get your tongue out of me, you
I
bird.
think that's up to you. You don't give it the opportunity. That's what normal people would do, right?
And I got shat on by a bird once in the wild.
I have to.
And so I just don't. I have to believe that bird did not know it was going to hit me. I have to believe that
Of course.
because at the delicate age I was at the time, having no self-esteem at that age, I was a child. You know what I mean? And so that being said, I have to believe that I can't trust a bird not to shit on me.
Mm-hmm.
So if a bird is on me, I am living in a heightened state of when am I going to feel the shit hit me?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of trauma stuck points there for me. I can tell.
Man,
I have a lot of
never had-
criteria for that frame of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably a happy medium. Because also a little bird shit is probably not the end of the world.
It's not.
No. I can think of much worse things.
There's much worse. Here's the thing.
In fact, most
You know,
of them
I
happen to be
prefer.
daily.
I would much quicker be affectionate with a bird than I would a reptile.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
asking for
Because the
diseases.
grossest thing about reptiles is that reptiles
Skin.
produce waste, but you don't expect them to because they don't look real. They look like an airtight tube of nothing. You know what I mean? They don't look like they have moving
I can't
substances.
pet a reptile.
You're
There's
doing
nothing
that thing
to.
Trump does where
Yeah.
There's nothing to go
you're
against my
convincing
hand.
everybody that the way you see things is just how they are.
That's just
Everybody
I'm sorry.
thinks this.
I'm sorry. Whose name is on the show? Whose name is on? This isn't most popular opinion. This isn't the. What is that show where they do the survey? Survey says is Family Feud.
Mhm.
This is not Family Feud.
Richard Karn over here.
I don't need to be in the 97th percentile of opinion here. I'm telling you, because here's Cameron, you and me are getting to the age. We're the same age as Jesus.
Sure.
And so we have to start thinking about how we are going to shepherd the younger people.
I don't have to do that. Don't.
No,
put
no,
that
no.
burden on
I
me.
just think that, for instance,
Okay.
on a platform like this,
Yeah.
we have to start thinking about there are holes in the wisdom of younger people that we need to try to contribute to in a meaningful way. And so that is one way I try to think about that is, so for example, last week we talked about you should never, under any circumstance, order less than 4 pieces of fried chicken.
What? Where did the 4 come from?
Because that's half a chicken.
Okay.
And I don't even think you should be allowed to sell a fried chicken by less than the half.
Yeah, they get quartered.
No. I'm saying don't. I'm saying
yeah.
fucking don't. If I'm getting a leg quarter, I want the wing. Or I'll do 2 leg quarters.
Yeah.
But I need the thigh and the leg, really.
Yeah.
I need that. I do require that. The front of the chicken can go to somebody else.
Dark meat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So, also, if you're going to a funeral in the greater St. Louis area, you got to wear Stacey Adams shoes.
Huh.
Yeah, you can listen to last week, and there's a clip about this, I think. But so the thing I'm trying to work on is building out, hey, these are the standards that we should be using to drive civilization forward. Because you just let people do whatever they want to do. They show up to work in pajamas. I had a lady in straight up pajamas bring me my food at a Popeyes the other day.
Oh, yeah.
They asked me to pull around, and I look, and she's wearing like a robe and like a crop top and like sweatpants and maybe flip-flops.
So I hate that I'm admitting this. You know how many times I've walked through the brewery in my pajamas because I had to do something at 1 a.m. and it was either like an emergency.
But nobody's there.
You're
not delivering food.
I have shown up in pajamas and like walked to the bar to like give somebody something and then walk back out. And the public definitely saw me walk in with pajamas on.
Yeah.
But I have not walked out on the floor.
Yeah, if I didn't have dogs, I would probably sleep in and wear every day a different Nike tracksuit. But I don't like when dogs
expensive shit.
Well, I'm starting a collection.
I noticed. I like it so far.
Yeah, and I'm eyeing some new colors. The kids give me great recommendation on good Nike colors. Yeah. I see great span of Nike product at work. I enjoyed a great deal. So I had actually a question I wanted to ask you that I thought may be good for this. Cameron from Bluewood. Your favorite part of the Bluewood experience for you and your involvement is which specific part?
Definitely the customer interaction and good feedback.
Really?
Yeah.
Having people to interact with about the product and figure that out and implement that in a positive way.
Or just validating like just how hard, like acknowledging like there are times where I think like a batch of beer is just like absolute just ass, just not good compared to how it usually should be. Something happens this or that, or I just get caught up in any other design, and you know, you kind of become your own worst enemy, and have like I've always kind of experienced that what do you call it, like imposter syndrome. And so for people to come back to me and tell me like, hey, no, this is great.
Apparently this is a generational thing that
millennials.
Younger kids don't have this. I don't know why. My wife and I have horrible imposter syndrome about everything. Yeah. And I think we were just like, we're victims of something that we haven't articulated.
And I did it as an engineer too.
Yeah. Oh, sure. You would have done it anywhere.
That was the thing too.
You would have had imposter syndrome working at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just your response to like trying to uphold some kind of standard that you impose on yourself in the wake of external like expectations and challenges, especially if they feel impossible. A lot of jobs, especially now, it is impossible to do your job as well as you would like to.
Yeah.
If you're like us, there's this mythical version of your job where you get to just kill it because certain things are not in your way. But when those things are completely out of control, you know, you have to relinquish some of that. And that's really hard.
Yeah.
And that's really hard for us when we were in our 20s in the workforce for the first time. We have no leverage and no experience of success. So we have no idea what we're doing and we're just miserable.
Yeah. Because
of that reason.
I found it really weird going into my first job as an engineer. Everybody, all my immediate peers were like 35 years older than me.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, we had, like, at our age, you and I, like, going into the workforce was very unique in that there was this drastic, like, at least in my field, like, just difference. And, like, wages, for instance.
Sure.
Like, they're retiring with the wages they have, and we're paying the interest rates with the wages we were getting. And, you know, the companies are seeing, well, you guys are in the same position at different ages or whatever. They're very happy to pay, you know, somebody who's worked for the company $70,000 at the end of that time versus a kid coming in who's like, yeah, 70 grand is on the low end of what I'm looking for.
Right.
And it's weird because they
Well,
don't
and that's gonna
understand and
be-
they're super defensive about it.
That's going to be hard for decades. Is how expensive the job market is in the U.S. at least right now. That and we've talked about this on the show before, but I think it's fascinating that I think, and this statistic is old, so it's probably much worse because of inflation. But the average healthcare plan for a year of health coverage for an employee costs an employer something like 20 grand. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's way higher than that now.
Let's see. Average healthcare plan, employee 2024. Oh.
But it's also not the whole cost. It's just like to have access to the coverage costs that much. And then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Most people have a deductible and then copays, and copays are ridiculous compared to what they used to be. And there's way more than just the copay, going on. And but that's the whole,
the premium alone is $8,400.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And the average deductible itself is about $1,900.
Yeah, so
Okay.
but this was actually the follow-up question to the initial question was, so the thing you love about the Bluewood experience for you, I think it's important to articulate, especially for younger people maybe. What are the obstacles that get in the way of you enjoying that part of it?
Oh, financially, man. I could
Yeah,
burst into tears right now just telling you just how hard it was to get through the pandemic, and even to right now.
Well,
like post-COVID is completely. We used to kill it, and it's just a different world now.
What year did you open?
We opened in September of 19.
And it would have been earlier, but there was a government shutdown, so you couldn't get any of your permits.
The federal shutdown held us back for, I think, the actual shutdown, I think, was a month and a half, but it affected us for about 2.5 months.
Yeah, you would have been open months earlier.
We couldn't get our license.
Yeah, if you could have.
So we had to donate all that beer we were making.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, we were asking for donations, and it's just kind of a legal loophole because without the licenses, there's
you can't sell it.
We were waiting, basically and
it's like ice cream. It's like it's not going to be toxic to consume past a certain date, but freshness is part of what makes the product really great.
Yeah, most of the stuff we were making at the time, we were starting a brewery. We weren't throwing things into barrels to age for. You weren't at a price point we
didn't have barrels yet.
Yeah, we couldn't afford it. We couldn't fathom. Oh yeah, let's brew some beer that we couldn't just sell right now and get the money immediately. Versus, 3 years from now we can touch it and maybe benefit from it. So
yeah, we should have been burying wine in the ground.
They did that down there. The caverns.
Yeah. Why don't we do something down there?
I'm actually talking to Shashi, who now owns the Lemp campus.
Is that a code name?
No, he's a Indian fella. He's a real nice guy.
Like from Oklahoma?
No, like from
the
India.
subcontinent.
Yes,
I love that for him.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to age some Diet Cokes down there and see the Lavender Lady.
BPA free liner.
Have you ever seen her?
It's what?
Have you ever encountered any of the spirits of the Lemp family?
No, I've had some weird stuff happen, but I'm not a believer myself.
You're not a believer?
No, I'm an engineer. You know this.
Yeah, what's the origin of your last name is German?
Swedish.
Swedish. Yeah, you guys don't even believe in God.
Apparently we were, strategically killing off people into the 70s with selective breeding, essentially.
Well, you don't have to admit to that. Nobody knew about that until now.
No, you're right in that
the biggest podcast in town, and you're gonna whistleblow on the Swedes.
No, dude, this is much. I'm surprised you don't know this.
Somebody's hidden this from me.
Yeah, it's apparently it was all the way up into the 70s that they were basically, if you had any
the Swedish,
yeah,
and they were controlling the population.
Essentially, and the genetics of the population, people with abnormal, or
they would forbode them from breeding.
Essentially,
that's horrible.
Yeah,
I'm glad they quit doing that.
Yeah, that's bad.
That
They got
explains.
supermodels and stuff, but
That's how you get them. That's how you get them. See, we can't have anything. I mean, that's why I think we need to go the other way, because like we're never actually going to have pure sports again that are uninhibited by pharmaceuticals, right? Of any variety.
I mean, yeah, it's almost a
So
weekly thing.
I'd almost say open it up.
I think a lot of people have been arguing for that.
I'm like, let me get some super predators out there.
See, the problem.
Put them in bionic suits and fill them with the best pure American drugs they can synthesize.
Yeah, I mean, the farms already own.
There's gonna
the
be
things. They don't need
there's
to go
gonna be a
this
thing.
far.
We're gonna have to lean into big pharma if we're not gonna get away from it.
Oh, we're gonna have to lean in more.
Oh yeah. If we're not gonna shut it down and fix all the problems, then we're gonna have to dive into it, because big pharma is gonna have to be the new Nike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be a cultural thing. Like everyone's gonna be into, like, I'm starting a name brand biologic that I'm really excited about, because it's going to make all this stuff on my skin go away. Yeah, it's really exciting. My old dermatologist was not into this stuff, but the technology's come a long way.
Really?
And it kind of makes me proud to be an American, that we have this superhuman drugs that will fix this horrible problem with my skin. I look like that guy from Game of Thrones.
Which one?
The guy that had this shit all over his skin, and then Sam had to scrape it off.
Oh yeah. Actually, no.
What's his name? Sam, the fat one?
I don't.
In the Game of Thrones, Jon Snow's friend. You didn't watch the Game of Thrones?
I did not watch the Game of Thrones. I'll look it up though.
What was the last thing I had you look up?
Are
you in a rabbit hole back there?
Eggs or
Birds or eggs?
Birds or eggs.
Birds come from eggs, bro. I got the best eggs at home. I like the brown eggs.
Yeah, you know what's amazing?
What?
Duck eggs. They change.
Oh, I love a duck egg.
Shelby.
Aren't they greasier though, or something?
They're much fattier. They're also ginormous.
I think that's what. It just seems
The
so
yolks are
indulgent.
huge.
My cholesterol's already high.
Well, it's partially good cholesterol.
Partially.
Yeah. I mean, everything in moderation, my man.
Yeah. I also have this
so
butcher
who had the
bacon.
skin thing?
What?
Who had the skin thing? Is that what I'm looking up?
No, I want to know who cured him. So Jon Snow's pudgy friend who went to go be a Meister. I think his name was Sam, but I think I'm just thinking that because he plays the same role as Samwise Gamgee to Frodo Baggins. Is that
He's
he's
the same actor?
no, it's just that I just
You
watched
picture
Lord of the
him.
Rings.
Oh,
Yeah.
you equate them.
But also, whoever the guy is that I'm thinking of from Game of Thrones can get it. I love a pudgy brunette.
Samuel Tarly.
Samwell Tarly. Oh, okay. So I wasn't way off. And so he went off to go be a Meister, and he was the first person in that universe's history to cure the grayscale disease that the older, handsome gentleman who was in love with Daenerys, he got like basic. And it was like while I was dealing with this psoriasis that I have, and I'm like, this, what are they doing to me? Like I felt so targeted.
Yeah.
Because then if there were ads, this is praise God for HBO, because if there was an ad, it would be take the guy, if you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, like the motherfucker in the Game of Thrones.
Uh-huh.
And that's actually what I have. And my new dermatologist is very handsome, and he said, you're an excellent candidate for the drugs that you asked for by name. And I'm like, I want my copay back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm going to say, hey, this is what I have, this is what I want, and you're going to come in and say, absolutely. Can I get my $40 back?
No, that's because they spent a lot of money to get to that point. They're building that, check valve.
But he's gatekeeping my drugs.
He is.
The drugs aren't going to be free.
No, we need that. We need that.
If the drugs were free, I'd say keep the copay, but the drugs aren't going to be free.
Nope.
Jesus Christ. But then you would create this mind.
You think these drugs are free? We'll see how much the drugs are. I'm supposed to start some new shit too. I may get off of one diabetes medication I'm on and switch to another, and I may completely just synthesize my insides.
Yeah.
And I think that's what
Full
we need.
cyborg.
Are those ever tied? Is that like plaque psoriasis?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
If the better my A1C is, the better the psoriasis gets, which is why it hasn't been getting worse, because it's completely untreated like it is. It should be getting worse. But I keep my A1C really good
That's
because
good.
I mostly just drink Diet Coke. If I feel like overeating, I just have another Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And the most successful men in the world drink Diet Coke.
Where are you on that list?
Donald Trump, Mick Jagger. We've done this before.
Sorry, it's just the 1-2 punch right there. Two most.
Do I need another? And I'm the third, motherfucker.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Lonely at the top.
It's lonely at the top. Me and Mick and Don. I'm sure Biden is a fan
Sorry,
of a
I
Diet
just
Coke.
imagined you guys on like the
Biden
Olympic
can have a
1-2.
Diet Coke at this age. He should. I don't know. Who else? Who else likes Diet Coke?
There's a bunch of people, man.
Um,
It's all over. Like, isn't that what American Idol? All the judges had.
no, that was just Coke.
Oh, that was just
The
Coke.
cups just said Coca-Cola, which
Uh-huh.
I'm against.
What, you don't like that little Pizza Hut red with Coca-Cola?
Jeff,
I like as
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos likes Diet
I
Coke.
guess so. Elton John.
Elton John loves Diet Coke. That means Ozzy Osbourne loves Diet Coke too.
No, tell me why that means that.
They're good friends.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure they use it as a trick for staying off the booze.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing for me. If I can have a Diet Coke on ice, it's like a premium cocktail experience.
You know, if you Diet Coke and just add bitters to it, you could trick yourself pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's a lot of. I'd go through a lot of bitters, and then I feel gross.
Yeah, but I mean, the bitters, depending, they're pretty strong too.
How is that for my gut biome?
What, the bitters?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It'd be like an aperitif, I guess.
Really?
But, I mean, the Diet Cokes aren't helping.
The Diet Cokes aren't helping my gut biome.
No.
Should I tell my new medical team that I
Throwing off
that
your
I drink
pH,
a couple
man.
dozen Diet Cokes a day?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be happy.
Yeah.
I
probably
mean,
wouldn't be.
here's the
happy.
thing: do I
They don't care.
need them to tell me to stop?
That's the good question.
You need that apparently.
It's like my last thing that I do.
No, you need something. For me, I've switched to like this week, for instance, is a sober week. Every other week, I do a sober week.
You do a
Just-
sobes, you 7 on, 7 off, like a fireman. You're a hero.
Just trying to give my kidneys a break.
You're a hero, Cameron.
Like
Out
a
here
fireman,
saving
you're
it.
Like a
hero.
fireman, you're a hero.
Volunteer sober.
I'm voluntarily sobes every other week.
No, I'm just trying to help cut back, especially.
You're doing your part for the climate.
Yeah, oh, dude. Unfortunately, everybody is. This is a huge trend: sobriety, millennials.
Yeah, I'm glad. You know what you got to make? We got to do a couple
I mean-
NAs.
Yeah, it's incredibly expensive.
Why?
The way you
Into
have
the
to,
mic. This is so interesting.
So you do have to ferment the beer as you normally would and produce alcohol, and the process to removing ethanol is pretty, and well, to people at our scale at least, it is not easy.
So,
It's really hard to do successfully.
what do they do with the ethanol they extract?
Oh, they sell. I mean, during the pandemic, you saw it sold as hand sanitizer and stuff.
And so
That's
it comes
true.
out as a liquid?
Ethanol?
Yeah.
Yeah, ethanol would be as you would normally see it.
And so how is it
Sorry.
removed from a beer that you just brewed?
Distillation process. So there's a lot of different methods. All the machines are pretty expensive.
You heat it up?
You can. I mean, there's like distillation, which is like what you do for like whiskey. So that's one way to remove it. Osmosis, like different methods of osmotic separation and stuff like that.
So,
So I mean, really, centrifuge, I think is
does it
one.
mess up the taste or the mouthfeel of the beer?
Yeah, it does, and that's why it's really hard to pull off successfully. You have to have the right equipment, and you also have to take the preventative measures to not strip too much out of the product itself.
So what if we
And
did
pounds.
a CBD seltzer?
What about? They're great.
But what if we made one?
We made a CBD beer. We just actually did a not a THC one.
Because
but
if we
used
did an NA product of any kind
yeah,
that I could switch to publicly for the show, I think we could move some units.
we have thought about it. There's a company where you could send your beer up in kegs, friends of Jerry's actually, and they send you back a seltzer keg and a non-alcoholic beer. So there are ways to do it that are affordable to us. It's just logistically it's kind of hard still.
Yeah. What else could we do?
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, we do hop water.
Anything carbon. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Anything carbonated in a can,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of. You guys do a hop water?
We've trialed them.
Is it sparkling?
Uh-huh.
And now, how do you get it sparkling?
By means of forced carbonation, we use.
How do you force the carbonation?
I've got that expo right there. I can show. No, it's
I could get the camera on it, brother. Don't start with me.
So, actually, think of it as the microphone. The microphone's the best example. There's a port. Imagine it being hollow, and like an aerator in a fish tank. You know those little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So imagine that, but even crazier. Like it almost looks like it's not perforated like this, but even finer mesh. I think it's for this. It's like 1 micron. Maybe.
Yeah.
And so CO2 goes in, goes through the stone, and then we cap the tank so it's building under pressure and it keeps the CO2 in solution. It has to happen at a pretty low temperature.
Low temperature?
Yeah, CO2 is weird.
Like room temperature?
No, like close to freezing, ideally.
35.
With ethanol, no. Water at standard is 32 or 0 Celsius, but the beer, because it has the ethanol and sugar dissolved into solution, is lower. So like you could see a beer in your freezer at those temperatures, and without shaking it or inducing any sort of pressure fluctuations, it would exist as a liquid. So with carbonation, the lower you can get that temperature, the better it dissolves into solution.
With your expert knowledge, now the sunglasses seem kind of fucked up.
I forgot there even.
So once you force the bubbles into the beer in the pressurized environment, what keeps it infused in the liquid?
Static pressure. So once it dissolves to saturation point, it'll no longer take, right? So that only happens at a fixed pressure and a temperature. And then the rest of it goes into headspace where it can be compressed.
Jesus.
Headspace is the space in the vessel between the liquid and the void. So there are different things that happen there.
Is sparkling water worse for you than flat water?
No, I've looked it up.
Yes.
Damn it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Are we doing a live debate? That's the biggest thing right now.
No, so I have a specific thing I could bring up. My brother just knew this, or just had this kind of brought up. He went to the dentist. He actually takes care of his teeth, but last thing he would do is crack open a Topo Chico before he goes to bed between drinking. There's carbonic acid, there's citric acid in these things, and they're tearing up your teeth.
My God.
Yeah, so be careful. Just don't do it as often, and definitely don't do it right before you go to sleep.
What if it's... And this is part of the thing I like about the ice. The ice is the luxury part for me. I don't like how I feel when I'm just drinking, even if I have an endless supply of ice cold cans of Diet Coke, which is the premium Diet Coke experience. I don't get enough water.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I end up going through so much ice, it translates to a lot of water. If you melted all of that ice that I go through in a day into the front seat of your car, it would upset you. It's a lot of water. So if I just take DC straight to the dome all day, I start to feel dry.
Well, yeah. So the science of that is,
please.
I mean, everything in those basically are stealing all that water from you. It's like also your salinity, your intake of holding salt in your body is really good because it's good in balance because it helps keep water saturation too. It keeps you balanced. So that's why you're drinking your electrolytes.
No, I saw some crackpot on Instagram the other day saying in a clip from something that looked very official that water, when it's in your body, is actually existing in more of a crystalline form.
That I will not speak. I don't know. I
thought you meant
that sounds.
I was
ridiculous.
hoping you were going to say you're sworn to secrecy on it. I think because like
I don't know that.
I don't know what it means either.
Water crystal is.
I think
ice.
It's probably more of a plasmatic crystallization. I think it's more of a goo.
A goo.
Because the water that exists in saturation in your body, I think he's saying, is more structured than just liquid water that you intake.
Interesting.
Okay, so if we take
How
the
does water
sparkling water
take-
conversation,
Cameron's looking up the crystalline form. You got me on the sparkling.
I just
it's filtered carbonated water and natural
Yeah, it's just-
flavors.
What is?
Sparkling water. It's
Okay.
filtered carbonated water. And I have the lime one. It's natural flavors. It's like essential oils.
I fuck those up like crazy.
Or I fuck up the pure ones like crazy.
I love
which is
the
just
pure-
filtered carbonated water.
Which I love.
That's what I was saying.
Why don't we have a better, more sustainable alternative to aluminum?
It's just so abundant.
It is abundant.
Yeah, I think that's
Why?
just because of its natural composition or the earth composition. I think it's just
And so I don't need to be insecure about that if I recycle those cans.
you don't repeat that.
So I don't need to be insecure about my use of the aluminum cans if I'm recycling them.
No, I mean, same reason I drink out of an Nalgene is try to use a container as much as you can. But I mean, if you're recycling, that's worlds better than any other option. But recycling takes energy. It's a weird.
I'm not as worried about the energy as I am about the stuff.
Wholesale.
Yeah.
Just do wholesale DC
Yeah, I mean,
syrup. Get a fucking.
You know what? They do a
Get
really
a fountain
good Diet Pepsi
in your house.
syrup. I'm not a Diet Pepsi guy,
Yeah.
but here's my thing. I would need a pressurized infrastructure level carbonated tap in my house
Need some.
because I have the SodaStream thing and I just can't make enough of it.
I've installed like 80 different taps.
I don't even know what my options are in my home. And I have a water line ran for a sink in my bar that I'm going to get rid of. And I'd love to replace it with something where I could just have sparkling water right there.
Sparkling water I'll help you with. I do not want to set you up with uninhibited Diet Coke.
No. I just because that's the thing. If I had the ice and the bubbles, I can get off the DC part.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I need the ice and the
That's
bubbles.
You need
and
the effervescence.
Yeah, I need ice and bubbles, and I like
Yeah.
it sparkly. I like
Yeah.
it just
Like sizzle in your mouth.
and sizzles on the way out, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Hello.
In the beer world, that would be like 6 or 7 volumes. Beer is typically like 2.5 to 3. So you like it like where the shit is popping off the top of the beer, or you see the little water droplets jumping and
Mhm.
everything.
Oh yeah, like in the commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I love that too. It is. I do the Soda Stream where it's like, push it for like.
overload it.
Oh yeah, I do it.
overload
And
it.
it's like coming
I'm
out
like,
the top.
we should do a See, here's my thing. I'm really into branding right now because
Ice dilutes it too.
we've sold out of some of the merch that we've done, and that makes me feel like, oh my God, I should have been selling merch this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I was just going to wake up and be 40 with a garage full of t-shirts no one wants or CDs. And that just didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great way to connect with your audience and to keep them investing in the infrastructure of the operation
Mm-hmm.
and to
Well, people
grow
like to support.
the product and the experience and make it more comprehensive. So we should do like a masculine rebrand of a SodaStream product where it's like it has like a turbo mode and then like a red line where it'll like in the commercial we put an inferior bottle and it blows up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It's like direct.
it's a dangerous
stream.
amount of pressure.
It's breaking through the bottom of
for
it.
extreme thirst.
Yeah.
It'll burn the thirst off of the roof of your mouth just with the sheer number of bubbles.
Yeah.
What is that, like a 9?
I don't.
We gotta
know.
go to 11.
There's a
We gotta
certain
go to
point where
11 at
it just
least.
doesn't
Can
take
we,
any-
just for the hell of it, go to 11? Do you remember the ABV races? We used to talk about this.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
It was like the space race, but it was in the brew space, right?
IBU Wars is another one where hops-
IBU Wars.
Yeah, everybody was.
Can you explain that to the audience in a way that, as you experienced it?
I was a consumer at that point, or even we were. I mean, I was 20 when I got into craft beer. I guess I think that was a good chunk of that time. Was everybody was trying to extract as much of the alpha acid from hops and try to make the most enamel stripping IPA. And they were cranking. I mean, it's a weird math. It's a um, diminishing returns thing where you can only put so many hops in before it just doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't take you can't perceive it, and people were still trying to get the theoretical numbers through the roof and stuff. So probably making some really, as I remember, what were really great and really awful beers back then. People just trying to do it for the sake.
Oh, I've tasted some
marketing.
disgusting stuff.
Yeah,
It was very cool, but
Yeah.
it was awful.
and you paid like $7 a fucking 5-ounce pour. for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, that's when that started. And it's like, my thing is, can I tell you as a consumer what I envision as the perfect metrics for a new beer product? 16-ounce can,
Mm-hmm.
99 calories.
Yeah.
9% ABV.
I don't even know if that's possible.
This is what I'm saying. If you can make it possible, I'm telling you, we'll be rich.
Well, so you can actually probably do this pretty easily on like a little calorie counter.
Uh-huh.
If you took your carbonated water
Yeah.
and then make using grain alcohol or whatever, like what is it called? What's the one here distilled in St. Louis?
Everclear.
Everclear. If you did that and just saw how many calories a shot of Everclear ethanol, essentially calories of ethanol per ounce or 2 ounces.
And I'm California sober for the troops. I buy my DCs in Ferguson because I'm a patriot. But how many calories are in, what do I want? 1 ounce of
Yeah, just per ounce.
one. We're asking my friend here, who's not a sponsor, so I'm not going to mention her by name. 1 ounce of grain. Clay was drinking straight White Lightning the other day.
Oh yeah.
He was in a hot tub with my stepdad in
Oh,
the
boy.
mountains in Tennessee.
Oh Jesus.
And
That's a dangerous
dude,
job.
that trip must have been crazy. I didn't get to go because I have a job, serving a community, and I'm, the backbone of the world I live in, and it's exhausting. And they could just, I was like, I felt like they needed like a nurse with them. And my mom's a registered nurse, and she was the most qualified one to drive out of 4 people. And if you know my mother, she's coming on the show soon, I hope. I think that'll be our Mother's Day episode finally.
God, I would love that. So
Yeah, it'll be
much.
good. I'll bring her in here. She has anxiety about coming into my home because it's messier than her home.
Uh-huh.
And we used to live in the same home. And when I lived with her, the house was as clean as her house is now, or as close to it as it could be.
Yeah.
Whereas, I'm living out loud. I've done a lot of healing in my adult life, but that's also, in doing a lot of healing, I've also let some things go.
Of course.
As you do.
As one does.
As one is certain to.
Mm-hmm.
I go through Swiffer pads, baby girl. There's just some kind of debris that just settles in my basement. I don't understand. Like it's a combination of like, you know what it is? The AC isn't routed down there, so the air stands, and there's a lot of things being smoked, and there's incense and cats. The cat dander.
Cats alone.
Precipitants.
We need to get a sponsor that sells air filters. I'll hawk an air filter because I believe you need them. Filter that air.
Filter it.
We may not have much air left. We need to filter the air we have. Keep it good because we're not using it efficiently in our bodies. Apparently, we can't figure that out either.
Wow.
I got a new CPAP. I can't tell if it's working.
Well, do you
Is it one of those new ones that you can you have the app that you can read?
Yeah, there's an app for the machine, but some people are doing a thing that's like not very successful and seems really expensive, but it's also like an implant. I don't want that.
An implant for sleep
apnea.
What does it do?
They put it like under it stimulates your throat tissue while you sleep to keep it from doing whatever it does where it relaxes and closes up your air hole.
Yeah.
It sounds horrible.
I don't need to be tingled in my night's sleep.
I don't want to be stimulated
I don't want to
electronically from the inside of my neck hole.
No, I don't need my throat to be tingled awake.
Sir, I'm sorry. That's the mark of the beast.
Absolutely.
You don't want to put a chip in your arm, but you're going to let my grandmother put a goddamn Satan in her neck hole?
I just recently started my CPAP journey. And I have like the nasal one that goes just over the nose.
I don't.
The hose
here's
comes out
thing,
the head.
That would probably be fine for me. It comes out the top of your head.
It does.
Isn't that goofy?
It is goofy, but I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like stuff. We like gear.
I love gear. Yeah. I love gear.
It's sleep gear.
Yeah.
And it's like Wi-Fi enabled.
Yeah.
And it's humidified. I mean, and it makes such a
Filtered-
difference for me.
Filtered air.
I stop breathing every like 30 seconds
Yeah.
if I don't have it. So in night one was like, oh, this is great. I needed this. I was just thinking this before we sat down. I had so much guilt because I was dating, at the time, and I just wasn't well. Because my sleep apnea had gotten so bad and it was so untreated that like I was just exhausted all the time, and I'd fall asleep like
John Cannon. I don't know if you remember that. We used to make fun of him for being fucking grandpa, just falling asleep.
yeah, it's
Sleep
hard.
apnea.
But I don't miss a day, especially now that I'm sobs, California sober for the troops. That it's really easy.
What's it like not waking up hungover?
What's stupid is you still got to do shit. Like you'd think
Yeah.
you'd have so much more energy, but you get used to the amount of energy you wake up with.
Yeah.
And so, like rushing out the door in the morning to try to get somewhere on time is really whack. Like I love getting up early and being productive and starting something. And I do a lot of really good work outside of my home because if I'm at home, I have too many toys to play with. But that initial kind of rat race in the morning is really whack.
I hate that.
How long do you take?
Oh, it's at least 30 minutes.
Oh shit.
My
I
commute?
I mean, I have nobody to impress, but I'm getting to Bluewood. From bed to in my truck, it's probably about 10 minutes if.
Oh, from being in bed to in your truck?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I meant. 30 minutes is my commute once I leave the house to get to work.
Oh, okay.
Most mornings. But no, I can get up and out the door in 9 minutes because I still pick my clothes out the night before.
I do that sometimes too. Yeah.
But I feel like it was something I did when I was a kid. I would like lay them out like an outfit, like a person got raptured on the ottoman. You know what I mean? And it's my clothes for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I would lay them out like, hey, there's my shirt. I want it to stay flat so it doesn't get wrinkled.
Yeah.
And then these are the jeans I'm going to wear tomorrow. And I used to not rewear jeans. Like,
Oh, really?
It's totally normal now.
Yeah.
For
it's
people-
always been normal.
Okay, hold on. For people to wear jeans multiple times without necessarily washing them, especially if you wear like a suitable undergarment. Like me, I like a boxer brief. You enjoy a boxer brief.
I do enjoy a boxer brief.
You're
yes.
a boxer brief.
Yeah.
Why did you say a boxer brief?
A boxer brief. And that's what's fun about it, Cameron. It's like music. It's like, why would you
Boxer
play?
brief. You said it.
It's a boxer brief. Boxer brief.
People boxer brief.
No, we can't name one because we don't have a sponsor. So can we talk about the things we got to do to get this brand off the ground? You and me have to collab on a product that's carbonated in a can that does not have alcohol in it that I could pair with to get off the DCs because DC is not giving me any money.
Also, it's lined with denim.
What's lined with denim?
The can.
Of what?
This product.
We're gonna make a denim product?
A denim seltzer.
Denim water.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like ranch
I
water
was just trying to tie it all together.
with more denim.
Do you like ranch water?
I don't know
you
what that
drink.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm California sober for the troops.
How long has it been?
I can tell you, it's been
Shelby's coming up on a year now.
rookie numbers.
I'd be proud.
I've been in the
I couldn't do
dojo.
it.
No, I think it's a blessing. Pizza and salad. I'm so sick of talking to the people about things in the world. I do some work with an organization. We're not going to, Cameron. We're not going to mention anyone's name.
Okay.
I do some work with an organization where one of the colleagues has the exact same name of a girl that we went to school with for a long time. And she was engaged to a gentleman that we both know.
Oh, yeah.
Who is no longer in the public space.
I thought they were married.
No, they called it off.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're not
obviously.
mentioning any names here. So maybe these people exist. Maybe you know them. Maybe you don't. You can't. It doesn't matter. But every time I get an email from this person I work with, I think about that whole story all over again.
And and you've seen that I've seen this person a couple of times more recently.
In person?
Yes. They had to be kicked out from Bluewood.
Oh, it was like that.
Pretty bad. I mean, I had to tell somebody who was an event coordinator.
It was a private event?
No, it was a part of I guess I can say it was a part of one of our markets. And this person was a vendor, and this was a boyfriend or girlfriend of the other person, and we had to tell that person they're not welcome here. It was really bizarre.
How did they get it, or were they totally gobsmacked?
We think this person, the other person that we're talking about, created some version of their truth and told them. So they don't know the whole truth, but they knew that they had gone.
But they knew that that animosity could exist out there.
They said, I understand, but this person is past that and is changed. And we were like, okay, please leave.
I have a theory about the origin of that whole arc.
Yeah, I kind of want to hear it.
Off mic.
Yeah.
We got to be coming to an end here soon, right? We're at an hour?
Yeah.
Did we just tease everybody on a subject that nobody knows anything about?
We're gonna wrap that part of the conversation up on Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/JacobV, if you're a member, it's $1 a week to support this show. And that's the only way to support this show financially. We donate our only existing ad spot to Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois. It's always just been Hamel.
Always been Hamel. Always will be.
Save a life for 9. We're at Doorstop Studio in beautiful South St. Louis.
$1 a week?
Yeah.
There's 20.
Oh, what are you talking about? I should pay you to be here and fill an hour for my patreon.com, jacobv.com. Lots of show dates coming up this year, including big ones like Ludacris and T-Pain. Blended by Stereo, No Antics. Jacob V has new stuff coming out. Lucius, we have to finish. We got to I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bring a couple things, set them all up at once. I'm going to give you the existing stems.
Okay.
And then we're just going to add some things. And it'll take us a couple hours and it'll be done.
It'll just be done.
And then I'll take it home that night and I'll master it. And it'll be on its way. Now, but also I want to do some different versions, and I want to talk about that.
Okay.
As for a song I have called Relics, that's on my live album from 2019, but we've never finished a studio version. It's my White Whale. We got to send it.
Send it. Full send.
Yeah, I have a demo on vinyl. I did in the record booth at Third Man.
That's sick.
When that was new, because it was like $5. I'm like, you might as well.
Might as well.
Even if it was 10.
Easily.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And but I have a guy who's going to do a trap remix, and I want to do a couple like synthy ones we got to talk about. It's because my inspiration is the Cha-Cha Slide. R.I.P. He just died last year.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought you meant the date.
Me too. I was like, that is not dead.
No. It's not dead. He's dead.
Yeah.
But he did a new version of that last year, like a remaster thing. And then he did a version of it that was faster, and then a version that was slower. And all my summer camps last summer, we would do all three of those back to back to back as our warm up for the day.
That's hilarious.
And man, that'll take it out of you. DJ Casper, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
If you need a way to start your day, that's what I'd rather be doing in the morning.
Honestly, that sounds great. Just
Instead
open it up with the Cha-Cha Slide.
I'd like to get up and have a shower and get my beverages going. And I'm okay with making a delicious iced coffee at home. Shout out to Busy Brew, also not a fucking sponsor. We need some. Can you get me some fucking hello?
You don't drink.
You don't drink. Hey, shout out to Lion's Choice. You know that sandwich we talked about, the new one, the remix? Okay, it's a revelation. Texas toast, and they cut it in half.
What?
So it's the beef you love, I think it's Provel cheese or maybe it's provolone, and then a garlic aioli that they put on the sandwich for you.
Yeah.
And it's on Texas toast, which
Fuck.
apparently they've
The
offered for a
remix?
long time but never featured.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get the 4 ounce, and I usually get 2 of them.
That was a Lion's Choice employee like experiment gone right. Was it not?
One of those things. I mean, it's kind of their answer to the like secret menu trend of you know what I mean, or the signature menu item trend.
Yeah.
Some of the smaller chains have been really killing it in a way to try to draw attention to themselves. Like Jack in the Box has some crazy bundaroos.
Bundaroos. Jack in the Box of Bundaroo.
Yeah, exactly. Where you can get like curly fries and regular fries and tacos
I would
and
never
nuggets.
go to I would never go to Jack in the Box, and then out of nowhere, I went like twice in the same month, and I never realized their menu is fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's
Well, because
everything.
when they say we don't make it till you order it, means it's all frozen and we're gonna fry it as soon as you say go.
You
Fucking
name it,
gross.
we fry it.
You name it, we fry it. So, which isn't necessarily that bad, but it's also kind of the model that's become standard for a lot of the menu items at a lot of the fast food places. Is they're really just air fryers with minions.
Mm-hmm.
And in the good old days, if you go to like a small place, like you see them around here, it might be called Miami Grill. It might be called Hollywood Chicken and Fish.
Yeah.
It might be called, pick one,
I know
a
what you're
little
talking
corner fried
about.
joint.
The little
Like
Americana. Yeah,
there's one out here called Mix Grill.
yeah. That's
There's
a good
the
one.
Chicago Grill. These places that are like it, they have like everything,
Mhm.
right? They have like a T-bone with fries, and it's like $9. It's like, what is this? What is this
Yeah.
place? Those places are like on DoorDash and stuff now. So I
Yeah.
was eating a lot of that stuff in quarantine for a minute. At least that stuff is fried in grease.
What?
That stuff is at least
what?
like if I get like fried chicken or it's Sonic, they fry a lot of stuff in grease.
Dude, speaking,
Uh-huh.
But a lot of these places are not even using grease. It's just hot air onto stuff that's either frozen or it doesn't need to be frozen because it's really just a preservative.
Literally just a preserve.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like the buns from the, what were you saying, darling?
this Sonic over here has gone over the last few years has gone so fucking downhill.
Over where?
Just down on Kings Highway.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. In front of the
Oh,
Home Depot?
yeah.
I didn't even realize it was still open.
Dude,
Me
it's
too.
barely. I mean,
It's on its last leg.
Oh
Let
my
it go to
God.
Jesus. I was
There's
talking to one of my students this morning. They always joke with me that I'm from the South Side, as they say, the kids do, because I live over here, and they understand Kings Highway. That's our common language, right? Because Kings Highway comes from all the way right down here by my house, all the way up to where my kids know where it is, right? And so they think it's funny that I don't live in like O'Fallon or something, right? I'm like I live in a place where we get to be on the news sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was joking with them this morning because they were like, "You're not really from the South Side." And I said, "Actually, true story, my kindergarten was on Kings Highway.
Yeah.
Used to be a Rallies. Ain't no more Rallies.
No,
But you remember used to be Rallies down Kings Highway? Right out front of St. Mary Magdalene, you could get you some Rallies. Ain't no more, though. Now it's like a check cashing place. It's mostly barred windows. I don't know.
check cashing on both sides.
I think it's
double-
both sides. It's a double.
double-
It's one guy
Yeah.
cashing checks, but he bars himself in.
Just
It's
handing
kind of
them
more of an
outside.
art piece if I'm thinking about it. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to cash checks, but I'm going to imprison myself in the checks. It's a prison of money because money's a prison. It used to be Rallies.
That's right.
Jacob V Weekly, it's almost my bedtime. We got to go. We love you. JacobV.com, Patreon, and